So I think this podcast episode could be perhaps one of the most important I've ever done before, and I reckon there'll probably be parts of this that I've sort of touched upon before. But basically, I'm going to start us off with a story, and then I'll get on to sort of, you probably see by the title or the description what the purpose of this is. But yeah, so basically I was in Assisi, January 2024, never went before. It's like kind of like a retreat, pilgrimage sort of thing. It's some people I worked with and some other people but who came along as well. But yeah, anyway, we're on this retreat, pilgrimage to Assisi. I think it's like 2 or 3 nights we had there. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, Assisi is in Italy, a very religious place. St. Francis of Assisi is from there. You got St. Clair, and basically, yeah, we visited a lot of different. I think we visited St. Francis' tomb. There's a lot of different religious, historical, you could say spiritual places we went to. It's very profound. It's very fascinating. And what's quite interesting though is that of all the places we went to, the thing that really struck me most, I think will probably stay with me for the rest of my life, and it was basically there's like a war in Assisi or a battle, and we visited this graveyard, and this graveyard had all these tombstones. I'll see if I can put a picture there. I'll see if I can find them on my phone. But anyway, yeah, it's these gravestones, and on a lot of them it said the name of the person, their rank, who born, when they died, and things like that. And if the Christian had a cross for their religion, I think if there's a Jew it had the Star of David. If it's a different religion, I think it had something else. But yeah, one really, I was like, whoa. I looked at one of these gravestones, and what it said on it, I don't think I'll ever forget sort of what I took from it. And I'll just quickly find it now, so do bear with me. I don't want to cut this, because I don't like cutting pods. Here, yeah, so basically this is the gravestone, and that's it. So it basically says, a soldier of the Second World War, known unto God. So he didn't have his name, didn't have anything about him. It's like no one who was there knew who this person was. But did that matter? God knows. It said known unto God, God knows. And it's like all of us, when we live our lives, we can sort of put out this sort of perception to others, try and control how others see us, and try and paint a good narrative of who we are, try and be liked, try and be popular, oh, look at me, I'm such a good person. And God sees everything, nothing's hidden from God, and all that who are we going to face on Judgment Day, right? Who are we going to face on Judgment Day? Who are we going to stand before? We're not going to stand before your parents, not going to stand before any of your siblings, wife, husband, children, boss, teacher, friends. The only person you're going to stand before on Judgment Day is Jesus Christ. You're going to have to give an account of why you did what you did before him. So therefore, his opinion is the only one that matters of you. So you could have it where 99% of people around you think you're stupid, don't understand why you do what you do, think, oh, what are you doing with your life, and just think you're a bad person. But as long as Jesus is pleased with you and he's happy with how you're living your life, then that's all that matters. You could have someone on the outside, they could be a very good person, everyone could love them, oh, look at this person, he's very talented, he's gifted, he's wealthy, he's popular, he's got lots of friends, he's got lots of charisma, oh wow, this person's amazing, gives all his money to charity. Not that it's bad, I'm just saying, it's not bad to give money to charity per se, but you get the point. But then he could be in the background, Jesus might not be pleased with him, could be a very horrible person behind the scenes, could do a lot of dodgy things. So the point is, it's for what I took from that time in Assisi is that all of us, we have limited time here on this earth, and everything we do, I believe, gets registered into the fabric of reality. And what do I mean by that? Well, everything that we do matters, in a sense. Everything we do has an impact. So I'll give you an example, good and bad. And it could be a small thing, and you think the small things don't matter. But the small things are actually big things. But I'll give you an example. Let's say you're at work and your boss is really you've got someone they're at work. It's very high stress. They've worked very hard that day, and their boss just has a go at them and just doesn't recognise how much work they've done. They're in a really bad mood. They're really sad and unhappy. They go to the petrol station, and they're filling up petrol. They go to pay, and they're very rude to the guy behind the counter, just because they're in a bad mood. That guy behind the counter, he then goes home to his family. He's in a bad mood, he takes it on his family. Maybe he's got kids, maybe the kids go to school. Maybe when the kids are at school, they start bullying others because they're unhappy and start underperforming. That upsets the teacher. Teacher goes home to his or her family, and so on and so forth. And that's just one, like the boss being horrible to the employee. That's just an example. And that can go on. Then you've got the kids who go home, who's upset. That could affect their parents and so forth. And it's just like we're all in this huge network, this huge web socially. But think on the other hand, like being good. Let's say you go to a small like restaurant and they're not very well known. You have a really good meal there. You say this was absolutely incredible to the chef. On the Google, you put like 5 stars. And you say, hey, I'm gonna give you 5 stars. We don't necessarily have to say it, but you do it. You just say it was amazing, thank you, such a good restaurant. I'm going to tell others how good this is. They have beaming smiles on their face. They're in a really good mood. And usually, by being good to others, it puts you in a good mood. Then you're the people at this restaurant go home, they're good to their family's really happy, and the children go to school, they're in a good place, so forth, so forth. It's this idea that everything that we do matters even if we don't. Like when it's a bit like if like all God's creation is like a puzzle with all a piece of the puzzle. If one piece is missing, then the puzzle's not complete. And it's like if one of us didn't exist, God's creation would be complete. All of us complete God's creation. So, yeah, I think just the idea of this is don't estimate the significance of what you do. Nothing's hidden from God. And when times get darker, our lights shine brighter. You can have the darkest room in the world, the darkest place in the world. If you've just got a very small light, it's impossible for the darkness to penetrate it. It's impossible for darkness to overcome it. So, yeah, never tire of doing good, even if it feels like you're not getting any recognition back. And it's like we're all called to love, right? And you might think, okay, yeah, love. What is love? Well, I think St. Thomas Aquinas, he said in sort of the love that when it says God is love, like love your neighbour, love God, that sort of love. Apparently, I've heard that St. Thomas Aquinas said love is to all the good of the other as other. So it basically means like it's not transactional, so you do good. You want what's best for someone, you want to will the good for someone, regardless if you get anything back or not. Like so much of maybe in life, so much of what we do is we want something back in return. And maybe we fall into a trap. We only good to other people because we think we'll get good back. But it's like, no, we're called to love and will the good of the other as others. So it's like be indifferent whether you get something back or not. And it's like, if you send your life in Jesus Christ, in the Blessed Sacrament, in the words, and just know that, regardless of what's happening around you, focus on Him. And I do believe this. I don't know how true this is, so I hope this isn't heresy, but yeah, it's like I'm a Catholic, and in the Catholic tradition you've got the Eucharist and the Word, haven't you? And it's like I find that the Eucharist is like good for my soul and the Word is good for my mind. Like healthy soul, I have the Eucharist, I always feel better just generally, then I always have a better state of mind after reading the Bible. It's like scriptures, even if you don't consciously think you understand it, like subconsciously, that's close. Subconsciously, it's like spiritually your soul does in a sense, like it makes a difference. But yeah, never underestimate the difference you're doing. Always believe, always have faith, never give up. At the same time, there's that saying, isn't there? It's like it's better to, sometimes you have to live to fight another day, and it's not necessarily giving up, but maybe sometimes you're trying to go through a door, it doesn't open, and that's okay. It means another one will, and the one that will open is better than the one that just closed or that you weren't able to open. So yeah, I think God has a plan. God's always working. I think we always still have to do our little bit. That's like the mustard seed faith, isn't it? We sort of have to do our little bit. It's like Jesus always knocking the door. Maybe our little bit's just opening it a little bit so we can come on in, because God respects our free will so much. But yeah, never underestimate the significance of what you do in life, and the little things, I believe, are actually the big things, because life is just made up of lots of little decisions we make every day, and you zoom out and that's someone's life. Consistency is key. Just keep being consistent, never tire of doing good. I feel like there's something else I want to add to this, but I'm not 100% sure what it was. But I think just to conclude is that God sees everything, nothing's hidden from Him. You don't have to justify your existence. You don't have to necessarily prove yourself to others. You don't have to have people like you. And usually if you're doing good, if you're doing the right thing, if you're going down the right path, usually in a sense you could argue people oppose you. It's like Jesus is the perfect human being, the perfect role model. He had a lot of opposition. A lot of people, well, he was crucified, wasn't he? Even though he didn't do anything wrong, all he did was help people. That's all he did. He's like, nothing wrong, all he did was help people. And then a lot of people hated him, and so one of his close friends betrayed him. And crucifixion is a horrific death. People die of dehydration, suffocation, exposure to the sun, spiritual suffering, physical suffering, mental suffering, like psychological suffering. But if you're the new person in the world, he would have still done that just for you. So if you're watching this, just know that Jesus Christ is exactly who you are. He loves you. He's got a purpose for your life. And all you have to do is just, it's like John 3:16, isn't it? For God so loved the world, he gave his only son, so whoever believes in him shall not perish but shall have eternal life. Just accept him into your heart, invite him into your heart, invite the Holy Spirit into your heart, and just give your life to him, surrender. And yes, it means you're not in the driving seat anymore, Jesus is, but that's good. I mean, Jesus wants you to get to heaven. And if you in the driving seat, the only place that car will go is hell, basically, if Jesus isn't driving it, if Jesus isn't the centre of your life, if you're not for him, you're against him. And he's the way, the truth and the life, not a way, not a truth, a life, the way, the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through him. So you're watching this, you haven't already, take a leap of faith, invite him into your heart, be adventurous, you won't regret it. Will life be easier? Not necessarily, usually it'll be harder, but you'll find in life that it's usually the harder something is, the more glorious and magnificent and fulfilling it is after. It's like what came after Jesus' death? The resurrection. And it's like most things in life. If you're studying for your exam and you study hard, usually you get good results, that feeling of jubilation. Would you have got it if you didn't study hard, if you didn't do the exam? Probably not. It's like a lot of things. It's football, all the trophies that teams won. When you look at a trophy, do you think, did that team have to suffer for that? And always it's yes, they did have to suffer in a sense. Like hard work, it's usually suffering, but yeah, everyone's relevant, there's a purpose for everyone, and seek and you'll find, right? Knock and door will be open to you. And do I have all the answers? No. Am I still seeking? Yes. Is it easy? No. But will I ever give up? No. I'm never going to give up. And I think as long as you stay strong, hold firm, stay close to Jesus, and you look at the martyrs as good role models for this. Look at the martyrs as good role models. Like, they wouldn't let anything stand between them and Jesus, like in terms of their belief. Like, there's only one person in the world who can take your faith away from you, and that person is you if you give it up. Like, people can take, if you've got lots of money, people can take that, people can steal it, people can sort of manipulate that out of you, people can take all sorts off you, reputation they can destroy, but they can't take your faith away from you. They can try and convince you to, try and demoralise you so you can, but they can't actually take that away from you unless you give it up yourself. So therefore it's arguably the most important thing you have, arguably faith in Jesus Christ, perhaps, or Jesus Christ himself is the most important thing you have, but you get the point. So therefore you should look after it, protect it. And how do you strengthen a muscle? You go to the gym. So faith is like a muscle. I heard Sylvester Stallone say like the church is like a gym for the soul. And maybe he's got a good point there. Maybe you strengthen your soul, strengthen your faith by being consistent in your faith. It's like, I think, it's like how you do anything, isn't it? How's a house built? You don't just get a load of bricks and just, it's brick by brick, consistently, not giving up, and the house is built. And houses are harder to build than they seem. Just because they're built a lot doesn't mean they're easy. I think this podcast is a little bit longer than I anticipated, not gonna lie. Yeah, thanks for, if anyone's got this far, thanks for supporting it, thanks for watching it. Even if one person watches this, if one person's got this far, then it's been a successful podcast, because the aim of this podcast is just that people can get close to Jesus, close to the light. It's not about numbers like the worldly sense. It's all about views, subscribers, likes, follows, da 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 da. But it's like, nah. It's about value, and the value is that if it changes one person's life and helps one person in their journey, then this has been worth it. And even if it doesn't, I believe that I'm sort of strengthening my own faith by speaking it out, in a sense. So yeah, even if someone doesn't watch this or get even listen and get this far, then at least there's the potential that they can. If I didn't do this, the potential wouldn't be there. And then I think myself, by doing this, I'd like to think I'm strengthening and learning in a sense. But yeah, anyways, if you got this far and you liked it, then be sure to give it a like. But if you didn't like it, then don't like it. If you want to subscribe, do. If you don't want to subscribe, then don't. If you want to share it, then do. If you don't want to share it, then don't. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate all the love and support. Not gonna lie, it's not been much recently. When I first started the podcast, it's quite a lot, but not as much recently. But that's okay. It's okay. But yeah, thanks for watching. Love you all. God has a plan. Life is beautiful. Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and life. He is the only answer. Give your life to Him. Time on this earth is limited, and make sure you use it to grow as close to Him as possible and serve Him as much as possible, because He's the King of the universe. He is God, fully man. And yeah, thanks for watching.